future of Bitcoin, I think that we're in the Bitcoin gold rush era. And it started in January of 2024, and it will run till about November of 2034. It's a 10-year.
So how did you come to form MicroStrategy?
When I left school, I had this love for using technology and mathematics to help people make better decisions. And I built computer simulations that helped people like the DuPont Corporation or Exxon make strategic planning decisions on how to spend $1 billion capital budget.
I want to collaborate with the industry. What I don't understand is why the industry seems to be saying that the only way that they can survive is if there's plenty of space for the drug traffickers and the human traffickers, and the terrorists and the ransomware scammers and the consumer scammers and the rogue nations, North Korea, that is financing about half of its nuclear missile program with crypto, that all of that has to be left open. You know, keep in mind, in our financial system, pretty much everybody follows the same set of rules. I'm talking banks and credit unions and credit card companies, gold traders and stockbrokers. Private equity now has to follow the rules. Precious metal dealers, Venmo, Western Union, but not crypto. My view of the world is same kind of activity, same kind of risk, should have the same regulation. I'm not looking for fancier regulation for them. I'm not looking for anything tougher for them. I just want a level playing field here.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So like I told you, I definitely see a big pullback in the first quarter. Then the master magician set up a distraction so the Fed can cut rates, and then we move up. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto overall slightly up, but we do have some altcoins pumping. And we have Dogecoin and Floki. And guys, if you're part of my Patreon, I always tell you, make sure you have a stash on the side. I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. But we have Floki with a burn. And we know Dogecoin eventually moves with Bitcoin. And we have Bitcoin hitting open interest all highs. And guys, we know on the 5th, they need Bitcoin. And we know the Fed is going to be making some moves this month. Going to get into that later. But make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We had yield rates on Friday, which should have started running up. They went the opposite direction. And guys, we can clearly see the manipulation. Don't fall for the illusion. We had numbers again coming in hot. Make sure you watch the video I did last night, guys. We have the dollar down, which should be up. We have volume and crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $441 billion. And we know this repo is going to start moving down. But we know the Fed is going to bring in another safety blanket. We just have to keep an eye out. But Jerome will be in the house on the 20th. And we know he's not going to be cutting rates. He's just going to say he's going to be data dependent. And remember, this is an election year. They're going to hold us up until the end of the year. Remember, I told you, 2025, they're definitely going to pull the rug. We're in a fragmented world. They have to destroy everything in order for the fourth industrial revolution to rise. Now we have Elizabeth Warren changing the tune. At first, crypto should be against the law. They need to get rid of it. Now she wants to be on an even playing field. It shouldn't be used for illegal activity, guys. It's on blockchain. We know any person who wants to do something against the law, the last thing they want to use is blockchain. So we know stablecoin regulation is going to be right around the corner. And then we have Michael Saylor. Guys, we know he's a paid puppet. We know a lot of that money came from Morgan Stanley. And he's right there telling you, work with Exxon, work with DuPont. And we know the history of those corporations. If you have my NWO book, you understand. But we know when Bitcoin first came out, he said Bitcoin had no chance. Is going to be crushed by government. And we know he's an MIT guy. He's a very, very smart guy. And when the C word came out, he wrote out a letter. And of course, the NWO had to go ahead and tap him. And this, remember what we did to you last time. Don't do it again. And then all of a sudden, he becomes the spokesperson. Guys, you know, I did plenty of videos on Michael Saylor when all this came about, proving it. And we know Michael Saylor knows all about the fourth industrial revolution. Whether robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. Now we had the spot Bitcoin ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, Grayscale, all up on Friday. But getting over into a little crypto news. We had Solana pump over 34% in a week. And guys, those who thought Solana was going away, if you're part of my Patreon, I told you to hang tight. Because the NWO plays the same tricks. Remember, they're the master magicians. And we have the FTX exchange issues warning on authorized bids and asset sales. And only Galaxy Asset Management has approval. And remember, guys, Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz, Goldman Sachs guy. Remember, all this is connected. Now we have the SEC seeks deadline extension for Ripple case. And guys, we know the movie continues. Sit back, get your popcorn, let it play out. Remember, crypto is going to take the plane for the banking collapse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Coinbase introduces embedded smart wallets for developers. And lastly, guys, we have scientists use Wi-Fi signals to track human movement for the metaverse. And guys, remember, with Wi-Fi, they actually can see through walls. And that technology is old. So I only can imagine once they turn on these supercomputers, what they're able to do. Remember, the technology that we know about, that we can research and see, is nothing compared to what they have behind the curtain. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. Guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, So therefore, we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the fourth industrial revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.